Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to this channel. I know I haven't made a video in literally just over 100 days, but I wanted to give an update specifically because somebody who's been in my Discord for a really long time, since pretty much the start, he gave me a code for a free 50k combine. So he said I should make a video on it, just trying to trade it. So yes, I'm still trading, and I've been trading ever since I stopped posting videos. But as you can see in the title, I don't trade ICT anymore, and I'm going to touch on why that is and what I've been doing since I stopped trading ICT. But first I want to say that I still have the two Express accounts that you guys watched me pass live, well, kind of live back in December. I still have those accounts. One is in drawdown like $600, the top step one, and the MFF one is up, I think, almost $400. So that's where those stand. Those are still live. And yeah, the main reasons I don't trade ICT anymore, it just felt too complex. There was too much inconsistency. I was going through a lot of drawdown periods, and I honestly didn't even understand how ICT was supposed to work logically, like those concepts and how the market actually moves. I just didn't understand the connection, and I didn't have the courage or energy to try and learn all the advanced stuff, like get really deep into it, like CRT and advanced daily bias stuff, especially when I wasn't consistent anyways with ICT. And it low-key felt like I was just lucky when I passed those combines, because after that I was just doing the same thing, and it was just a total downturn in profits, and I pretty much just lost over the next few months, right? So yeah, that combined with not wanting to add the discretionary layer of trading to my ICT trading, which already wasn't working, like I said, just wasn't for me. So my brother and my friend who were also trading ICT with me, they felt the same way, and they started watching Cami Capital on YouTube and heard his story about trading ICT in the past and the inconsistency and the low profits, and he switched over to trading volume and stuff. And so they tried that, but I was like, I'm not switching strategies. I got to stick with this. Like, you're not supposed to switch strategies. I've been trading this for so long. What a waste of time if I switch now. So for the next month or so after they started, at least a month, maybe more probably, I continued and tried to refine and figure it out, and backtested like crazy, and still in the market. It was very inconsistent. So I'm not sure why that was, just unlucky period, or if truly you're going to have crazy drawdown streaks with that. But I know that the execution was very complex at times. I had to do a lot of calculations and stuff with position size and this and that, and it just made it really hard to trade ICT, like really complicated. So after probably a month and a half, I'll say, of trying that, I decided I would start learning or trying to learn what Cami was teaching. So I started watching videos on volume profile and everything, and the way that everybody made it sound, it was so simple. So I kind of used my own intuition, discretion, and confluences along with the volume profile. And actually the first week was great, second week was okay, and then it started to just kind of downturn a little bit. And then I'll show you what I've actually introduced into my volume profile trading, which I think has helped me a lot, because I only introduced it last week. So anyways, let's just look at my journal, because I'm not going to show you anything to do with ICT because I don't trade that anymore, but I will show you my journal that I've kept ever since I started learning and trading volume profile. And I've been trading it on practice for the first 2 weeks, and then I moved over to just risking super low on my Express. So yeah, let's just get into it here. Okay, so here is my journal. I'm not going to show you everything because I've journaled every trade for the past like month or so. But as you can see, I've had this week, last week, not this week past, but last week was actually my only red week, and it was a bad red week. Like I'll get into it, but I have here my mentors, not mentors, but somebody who really helped me out, because I joined Cami's Discord for just a month just to see if I can gain any more knowledge, talk to any people, and it actually did pay off. And I'll tell you about that when we get to this week that just passed in the journal. So basically here I was just trading practice. I don't think I actually took all these ones, but all the rest I pretty much took all of them that are represented here by this number. These two first weeks I didn't really track what I actually took and what I just journaled that was on the chart. But anyway, this is kind of how my journals go. There was just images here on this, so that's no good. But when we get up to this second week and stuff, these ones highlighted in yellow I actually took. So yeah, I kind of just journal my thoughts and why I took the trade, basically the confluences. And yeah, it was just basic volume profile, high volume nodes. I just wait for price to line up with a high volume node as well as a retracement to the golden zone, or 0.618 to 0.66% of the range. Pretty much that. I would also get in when price shot through a node or like rejected off and just pushed above the node, and then I would get in with stop loss, usually 3 points on ES, right below the node usually. It was very simple, and it was working. It was working really good. I think this first week actually, I made 5R, which was crazy. This second week, not so much. I made like 1 or 2R maybe. And all the journals are the same. I'm not going to show you all the trades from all of them. This one, week 4, horrible week. I think I lost like 2 or 3R this week at least. And I wasn't sure why, because I was doing everything the same. Like the setups looked the same, but they just started failing. So I wasn't sure why this was happening. And it was kind of upsetting. I was like confused, right? Because I thought I had something here and I thought it was working well. So anyway, this past week, I actually moved back to practice because I couldn't just keep losing on Express. So this past week, it started out really, really well. I was up like 5R or something in the first 3 days, which was crazy. And this is the week that I actually introduced Bookmap, which actually somebody in Cammy's Discord helped me get. So I was super thankful for that. And those are the kind of reasons why I don't hate joining Discords, because you find so many people with more knowledge than you that you can reach out to. And that's how you really leverage that kind of thing, even if the mentor or whatever is not as active as they should be or anything like that. You have those other people who are successful and you can reach out to. So I'm not paying for his Discord anymore now because I just wanted that 1 month. But if you guys don't know what Bookmap is, it's like another level of data in the market. It allows you to look at all of the orders, liquidity, and basically get into the nitty gritty of where people are buying and selling and how much volume. So I don't have any of the Bookmap on this, but I did start taking screenshots of Bookmap, I think, on this day. So yeah, this is Bookmap right here. My friend just shares his screen and lets me look at his Bookmap, so I don't actually have the program, at least not yet, because it is quite expensive, right? I think it's over 100 a month or something. But yeah, very, very basic, quick rundown. Any dark red or dark orange zone that's above price are passive sellers in the market. And over here, you can't see it because it's cut off, but you can see how many passive sellers, which means people with limit sells up here. And if it was below, it would be limit buys or passive buyers. And basically, all I want to see is what I was talking about before with the fib and the high volume node, when they align, or when value area high from yesterday or today or whatever, when it aligns, as well as maybe a high volume node with a fib at that level, then I'll go to Bookmap, see, okay, are there any passive sellers at that level up here that line up with the other confluences? And if there is, I'll wait for price to come up to this level, and then, just like happened exactly right here, a big green circle will form, indicating there's a lot of aggressive buyers trying to push price through this level of passive sellers. And basically, I'll just wait for it either to stall and I'll hop in, or wait for a little push down after I see this big amount of buyers fail to push price through. And this is in conjunction or in confluence with my other levels, like I said. So I'll never just take this without anything else, right? But this is just a confirmation. And I won't take a trade if there's not this liquidity or these passive buyers and sellers at my level with that reaction. So yeah, and this is actually the trade. I'm not sure if I did take this one or if I just tested it, but as you can see, price came up to the current value area high. We have this kind of D-shaped profile where it's just like a pyramid coming out from the side. And yeah, it came up to wick through the golden zone right here, this little rectangular box. This is actually not a very good entry. I would much rather get in near the top, but I must have waited for a push down and it ended up working out this time. I'll give you guys one more example here. On Wednesday, okay. So basically we have this high volume node, price comes down to the bottom of it, near the bottom of it, rejects off the 0.618 level. Oh, and actually the one below it, this other zone that I have. You can't really see it, but 786 and 88 right in between there. And I have this Bookmap liquidity marked out here. This is where there's a lot of passive buyers. So you see price come down here, and I'm expecting it to bounce off of this because we're in a massive uptrend, and we created a high volume node which we're retesting, like I said. So then we have the Bookmap right here, which actually I got in a really bad entry. I got in over here because there was a really big red candle, but as soon as I got in, it disappeared. I kind of rushed into the trade. I didn't really wait for any push away or confirmation. It was kind of just a jump in, which wasn't good, but I actually almost got stopped out. I missed my stop loss by 3 ticks on this trade. Now this was the real entry, the liquidity down here, and then this massive red candle indicating aggressive sellers trying to push price through this zone of passive buyers, and then a failure. And I probably would have got in right here at this candle, right? Which would have been a much better entry on this trade. Probably like somewhere right around here, which would have been a much faster TP. And maybe I could have aimed for more R if I had more than one contract on this, right? That's something that I still have to experiment with. And I'm going to look back through all my trades and see if I did have a smaller stop loss and still the same target. So basically a 1 to 2 on each trade, would I have made more money? I know the win rate's going to be lower, but would I have made more money or no? So that's something I have to check out. But yeah, I just journal my trades like this now with time, the emotion during the trade or before the trade, conviction level, and confluences. So yeah, very basic. In my opinion, it didn't take long to learn this at all. And there's lots of helpful videos out there. And oh yeah, the most important part actually. Well, yesterday, I was actually looking so desperately for a trade, and I stayed on for an extra like hour because I usually only trade from 10:30 EST to about 12 or so, but I stayed on till like 1 or later maybe to try to look for a trade. I literally just could not find a trade, and I did kind of miss 1 or 2 because the Bookmap from the guy who live streams, it was a bit squished, so I couldn't see when price was pushing away very well, but that's just a skill issue on my part. But the reason this video exists, like I said at the beginning, is to update you guys and update Nukes, I suppose, on the combine that he graciously told me to get for free on Sunday or whatever passed. So here is the final thing this week. Pretty anticlimactic, I'll say. I lost 200 on Wednesday or Thursday, and there was actually a winning trade or 2 winning trades right after I took this losing trade. But I was at my brother's setup in another town, and I didn't want to risk any more money than just 1 trade because I was afraid I was going to trade badly on that setup, but it's okay. So yeah, the final amount in this account is right here, 50,489. Now this, I'm not paying for next month on this account, so I'm probably gonna try trading ES next week, because actually with Bookmap I had to trade NQ because that's what my friend's trading with Bookmap, who was sharing his screen, but now he actually also shares ES. So I'm gonna try ES because that's kind of what I was doing well with, and I want to see how that works because a lot of people who trade volume and stuff, they do trade ES. So I'm looking forward to that next week. We'll just see what happens. Just gonna do 1 more week on practice, and then hopefully if I got the confidence after next week, if I have another good, nice green week and I feel confident in what I'm doing and I know what I'm looking for every day, then I'll probably move over to Top Step, where I'm going to be risking probably 150 per trade. Like I said, I'm down 600 on an account, but my drawdown is like only 1,000 or 1,100 away. So yeah, I could definitely lose that account, and that is the one in more drawdown. So I'd rather lose that one than lose the MFF one. So yeah, I'll probably start risking 150 if I'm confident, not this week, but next week. And hopefully I can bring that account up and get it out of drawdown. But if not, it's fine. I'll regroup and trade practice again, get my confidence back up, and then move on to my MFF. We'll see what happens. But yeah, one thing that I've definitely learned is that nothing with trading happens when you want it to happen. All you can do is do everything that's in your knowledge and your power to improve as fast as possible and get where you want to get. But it's not your choice when it works out. You're subject to the market. You just got to do your best, pretty much. Also, side note, I'm actually going on another trip to Europe because I liked it so much last time. It's a budget trip, but I'm gonna be there for 5 weeks starting June 26th. Really random question, but if anybody is over in Europe and want to leave a comment where you're from, I'm gonna be in a lot of cities, so maybe we can meet up just for fun. I think it'd be cool or something. Yeah, let me know. And if you're here to the end of the video, it's amazing because I know this is not very entertaining. So yeah, basically have a good day, guys, and hopefully I'll make another video next weekend or something. But yeah, best of luck in this next week. And also, if you have any questions about anything that I talked about in the video, volume profile or Bookmap or anything, just leave it in the comments and I'll answer you for sure.